All right, good evening, everybody. Thank you for coming out tonight on a cold night. This is a regular meeting of the Allendale Land Use Board at which formal action will be taken on the items listed on the agenda and upon any other matters which may properly come before the Land Use Board. The requirements of the Open Public Meetings Act have been satisfied through the posting on the public bulletin board in the municipal building and on the borough website and by publication in the record on January 13th, 2025, with copies being sent to the Ridgewood News and the Herald News. Certain agenda items will be open to the public for comment and or testimony. The board will advise the public when such matters are open for their comment and or testimony. Okay, before we get into it, can we all rise to salute the flag, please? Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Okay. Roll call, please.
Vice Chairwoman Bergen. Board Member Wozala is absent. Board Member Petrino.
Here.
Board Member Gugliaro is absent. Councilman Yakarino.
Here.
Board Member Dallo.
Here.
Chairman Sirico.
Here.
Mayor Wasinski.
Here.
Board Member Butler.
Here.
Alternate Conti is absent.
Next on our agenda, please, are the approval of the minutes from the October 15th, 2025 regular meeting. I reviewed them. Looked okay to me. Any comments, questions on the meeting notes as presented? Okay, seeing none, may I have a motion, please, to accept?
Make a motion to accept.
And may I have a second, please?
Second.
Thank you.
Vice Chairwoman Bergen. Board Member Petrino.
Yeah.
Board Member Dallo.
Yes.
Chairman Sirico.
Yes.
Board Member Butler.
Yes.
Okay, yes. Right, moving on to the resolutions of the last meeting. The first is application file number 2025-12, resolution number 25-25. The applicant is Michael Mall and Dana Marino, 246 Park Avenue, block 2206, lot 7, and the application was construction of an attached deck. Council?
Yes, thank you, Mr.
Thank you,
Chairman. So this application was in a sense an amendment from a prior approval granted by the board, which was a more ambitious and larger scale development project. The applicant returned to the board and conceded to abandoning that prior project in lieu of the proposal, which was approved by the board last month for construction of a deck in the rear yard area, which was much more limited relief than the prior approval. The applicant agreed that the prior approval would be abandoned, which would require the applicant to return to the board in the future and prosecute that case anew, should they wish to ever build on what was previously prepared by their scrivener of record and originally approved by the board. So this approval supplants and replaces the initial approval simply for the deck construction of the rear yard area.
And we made sure that the applicant understood that.
We did on the record, and the applicant confirmed on the record that he understood that one replaces the other. They cannot both live side by side with two approvals.
Sir? Any comments, questions on the resolutions and the detail that council just provided? Okay, seeing none, can I have a motion to accept the resolution, please?
I'll make a motion to accept.
And can I have a second?
Second.
You guys want to argue over it?
Vice Chairwoman Bergen.
Yeah.
Board Member Petrino.
Yes.
Board Member Dallo.
Yes.
Chairman Sirico.
Yes.
Board Member Butler.
Yes.
Moving on. Next resolution is application file number 2025-13, resolution 25-26. The applicant is James and Dana Boyle at 415 Canterbury Drive, block 410, lot 3. And the application was the addition of a renovation of existing single-family residence, seeking relief of rear yard setback pursuant to 270-54D. Council, I'll turn it back over to you again.
Thank you. So not too dissimilar from the prior approval granted last month. This too is an application that was a return to the board following a prior approval grant in 2022 for an addition to the single family residential dwelling. This approval was lesser in scope lesser in square footage, lesser in relief overall, so it was effectively a lesser included application than the board previously approved. The board granted this application. I believe the downward adjusted delta of square footage was about 400 square feet downward adjusted from the prior approval. This too is an application where you can only build one or the other. The law is relatively clear. You cannot build both of your approvals harmoniously. One is abandoned, the current one, the newer one supplants and supersedes the prior. So similar to the Mala Marino application, this one is one where the applicant will have to build out upon the 2025 approval if they intend to act on their resolution grant by this board. That's okay, sorry, that's okay.
All right. Board members, any questions, comments on the resolution? Okay. If they have a motion to accept.
Make a motion to accept.
I'll second.
Thank you.
Alderman Bergen. Board Member Petrino.
Yes.
Board Member Dallo.
Yes.
Chairman Sirico.
Yes.
Board Member Butler.
Yes.
Next on our agenda is the public hearings. We have two applications before the board. The applicant 2025-06, which was 310 East Allendale Avenue. Are you representing them?
Yes,
You are, okay. What I'd like to do is, because you were here before, and we're anticipating that your testimony is going to be relatively short,
yes, that's correct.
I would like to change the agenda, all due respect to the Youngs. This should be very fast, okay, and then you'll have the meat of the meeting, okay? So, gentlemen, if you'd be so kind, okay?
Chairman, I would like to add though that Ms. Lee-Sung is currently on her way. So if the board would like to hear from Ms. Lee-Sung directly as well, she is currently doing to be able to be a couple of minutes. I don't anticipate needing her testimony unless the board has questions.
I think this is more of a legal amendment, counsel. I think we'll be fine with just you offering your proffer to the board. And if there's a hiccup, we can, hold and move forward after their application. But I think based on what I reviewed, it should be just you being able to answer any of the questions that come up this evening.
Perfect, thank you. Yeah, I'm in full agreement with that, because that's, again, why we want to move forward.
Perfect. Thank you, Chris.
First, okay, please, so,
Podium.
You can go there or you can move the speaker to the table, wherever you're comfortable.
Thank you, Liz. Yes, we got here roughly 2 months ago, Chairman. Essentially, I'm Mr. Rodriguez, a legal advisor of the city, here on behalf of the applicant, Air Capital LLC, also on behalf of his principal, sole principal, Ms. Valeria Lee-Sung. Essentially, what's come to rise, as we were here 2 months ago, we were approved for some side yard setback variances. And during the course of construction, what has come to pass is on the onset of demolition, we discovered a certain structural issue with regard to the right side yard setback that seemed to impact a number of the foundation walls. Essentially, what was discovered was that the cement block was not adhered to the foundation. What we needed to do was actually bring down all of the walls. Now, the actual footprint of the building, the foundation itself, the subfloor, the floor joists, all of that has remained intact. All we essentially had to do was bring all the walls down to properly reinforce the structure of the building. Now, the remainder of the character of the building remains intact. As what we're seeking from the board today is an amendment to the resolution that was previously granted, simply adding another variance to the right side yard setback in addition to the left side yard setback. Just in case the board were to deem this a sufficient destruction without having to go into that test, of course. As opposed to going through the lengthy testimonies to take the proofs as they were submitted, in that the project itself advances the purposes of the municipal land use law.
Mr. Chairman, for what it's worth, I had a chance to speak to Mr. Rodriguez a number of times on this before this submission, as well as Mr. Hackett, and I think that this could have probably gone either way with an administrative consideration. You know, Mr. Hackett, in an abundance of caution, thought that a return to the board was more proper, given that there could be an exacerbation of relief. I did not disagree with that, nor did Mr. Rodriguez. That's what brings them back here before us this evening, but it's effectively something that I could see having been any given day of the week, potentially a field change approved because of the non-exacerbation of the relief. It's hyper technical more than anything.
Mr. Chairman, but look at the exact character of this project, Commissioner Chairman, Ms. Mayor, the character of the project remains the same. It's gonna be a beautiful home system. All that's really changing here are some of the facets of construction. That's all, and it's only to further enhance the building and to ensure that it's safe and secure for the next owners.
There was no overall design.
None whatsoever.
The existing walls are being built in the same location as they.
Correct. There's no expansion of the footprint. Nothing exceeds the bounds as they were previously submitted to the board.
Was there any changes required to the detail of how that wall was going to be fastened and reinforced, since it was not originally intended to be touched?
My understanding is that it's going to be reinforced with rebar into the foundation. And so new cinder blocks to be put in and then reinforced directly into the foundation. So they can withstand the support of a second story and then enhance roof.
So there's not going to be any change. The height will remain the same. The wall will remain in the same location. At this, it looks like it's just to reestablish the structural integrity of that wall.
That's absolutely correct.
Just so I understand, how much of the house was demoed? 50%, 60%?
We're roughly, I believe, probably in the realm of somewhere in the 60-70% mark.
Okay.
Just because we brought down everything except for, some of the interior, all the exterior had to go, and the roof had to go clearly. We kind of brought down the studs, and then we just taking apart the exterior walls as well.
And not changing the foundation.
Not changing the foundation, not changing the floor joists, not changing the subfloor, and the layouts remain exactly the same, exactly as are outlined in the plans. None of the floor plans are being changed, nothing. It's going to be built exactly as described. In the initial application.
Anybody else?
No, we already discussed this in the committee, so I'll stay.
Okay.
I don't really have much more to add, other than, I guess the concern was that the existing non-conformity was being demoed and removed. And that, so whether, he had the authority or not to grant the relief for that, and it was indicated by Larry, by the caution, everyone to me to come back. From what I can tell, looking at the plans, everything is gonna go back together. It's like we thought it was gonna go back together. It's just more had to come down.
That's correct. It's a fair explanation.
Or rephrasing what you said, everything is going back the way that we approved it, with the exception of this exception.
Nearly everything is going back.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. Okay. I'm satisfied. Anybody else? Okay. Comments from the public? Okay, seeing none, I'll bring it back to the board. Please say the motion.
Yeah,
Just
so
the resolution.
So the board would be voting on, the board would be voting on an amendment to the prior application, which might have been in June, maybe you were here.
I believe it. I have
I've got it as well. I know I wasn't here that night. I know I was on the Brady Bunch camera. Yeah, so I think I was when I was in North Carolina, so I think it might have been June, but at any rate,
May 12th.
well, okay, so this would be an amendment to the approval the board granted. We'll adopt a new resolution, Chris, for this, we'll send it to you, but I don't think it's gonna hold you up in the interim as you move forward with your ongoing construction. But yeah, the board will be voting on an amendment to the prior approval to grant any enhanced relief occasioned by the reconstruction of details in the field that were not contemplated during the course of the prior 2025.
Any questions on what council just told us? Okay, I have a motion to accept, given what council just detailed for us and the revision to the resolution. Thank you.
Second.
What was that?
Thank you.
Okay,
yeah.
thank you. And then it was Melissa? Frank? Okay. Vice Chairwoman Bergen?
Yeah.
Board Member Petrino?
Yes.
Board Member Dallo?
Yes.
Chairman Sirico?
Yes.
Mayor Wasinski? Board Member Butler?
Yes.
Linda, do you need me to vote as well?
I don't think you voted on the original application, did you?
I don't recall. I could abstain from this then in that case.
Okay, thank you.
I don't see why would Mr. Hackett didn't indicate that he wanted to just stop working anything, unless Mr. Freeland has any issues. Legally speaking, I don't think there's any cause to slow these folks down in the field. They're building in good faith, consistent with the plans, and this is an odd nuance that surfaces every now and then.
Just to be clear, of this particular, without extensive shrub fence.
Mr. Hackett's attention and then spending time to come here. Thank you. Very nice. What we're saying. Thank you again. Thank you for your time. On to our next action. And thank you very much for waiting. 5 minutes. Here. The application is file number 2025-11. Applicant I. Chris Young, 63 Crescent Bend, block 1904, lot 15. The application is the addition to an existing split level homes on the second floor, rear family room, rear covered porch, and an open air roof pursuant to 270-37A, parentheses 3, and 270-64. On stage. Thank you for coming in. All three of you are gonna.
Yes.
Let me swear all three of you folks in at the same time, and then we can go through who we have here, so you can just start your testimony. So if you folks would mind, please all raise your right hand. Do you all swear or affirm the testimony you're about to provide will be the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth? Yes. Thank you. And if we could just go one after the other, folks, if you could just state your name, spell your last name, provide an address for the record.
Tibor Lapinchich, last name Latcsics, principal engineer of the Conklin Associates on Church Street, Orange, New Jersey. LLPP giving site plan testimony.
Is Kai Young, resident of 63 Crescent Bend, Allendale.
Chris Young, 63 Crescent Bend.
Thank you.
Yeah. Your license remains current and in good standing in the state of New Jersey through tonight, I assume.
Yes, BE license number 32444, professional planner license number 3736.
You can testify about capacities tonight.
Yes.
Very good.
All right, tell us, who's, what, okay, tell us what you want to do and why you're here, please. Thank you. It's just a brief overview. We all have your plans and photos.
So, husband and I, we've been, part of Allendale for 23 years. And we're looking to renovate our home. So, we're looking to do an addition, which will consist of a new great room and covered deck for families and gatherings. And the second floor addition will be used as a new master bedroom and study workspace. We plan on replacing our current wood shakes with new vinyl siding, but we'll maintain the red brick facing. And the color of the vinyl siding will be a neutral palette, nothing there, which will complement the red brick of the front house, front stairs, sleeping machine. With respect to proposed exterior lighting and mechanical equipment, lighting will be installed around the house for security and aesthetics, such as heat wall sconces by entrances, floodlights for security, path lights for walkways, and ceiling or pendant lights for covered areas of switches. In addition, the mechanical equipment is going to be installed with a gas generator outside, and, 2 HVAC compressors will also be installed. And there was a question from Mr. Greenland about landscaping and tree removal. 2 beech trees by the right side of the house, that was the button, need to be removed. And then we're not going to remove any other trees as part of the property. And then the walkway in front of the house and the driveway will also be.
Just to clarify on each of the compressors, we have one existing, so we're gonna replace the existing to 3 and then add another one as part of the second floor.
And just to clarify, all those mechanicals are indicated on exhibit A3, which is the plot plan. And they're to the rear of the home, totally, out of sight. Subject property is lot 15, block 1904, 63 Crescent Avenue. It is a 19,652 square foot property in the AA 26,000 square foot zone. So the lot is undersized, but the property is in compliance with the floor area ratio. Exhibit A1, and I've taken the liberty to pre-mark the exhibits and provide an exhibit list.
That's very helpful, and I thank you for that. Just for the record's sake, identify it by name as you're going through these.
Exhibit A1 is the existing conditions survey. It shows the footprint of the home, and you can see one of the features, this peculiar feature of this property is that the home is either parallel to the sidelines or radial to the curve of Crescent Bend. The home is cocked, which is what brings us before this board. I'll have an exhibit A6, which is land use analysis, which if the home was built at a conventional location, not twisted, we would not be here. But that is the circumstance. The home, this property was subdivided in 1958. The home was built in 1959, 1960, so it is 65 years old. And the owners wish to update it. I believe it's in your packet, but exhibit A4 are photographs of the existing split level home. I think a picture, it's a classic 1959 split level. And there's exhibit A4 are photographs from May 22nd, 2025, so they're certainly up to date. Exhibit A3 is the prime exhibit with the architectural, which is titled plot plan, lot 15, lot 1904 for Kai and Grace Young. It's dated 6/20/25, last revised 7/30/25 with the notation zoning board applications. And exhibit A4, the photographs are appended to exhibit A3. And it details the existing footprint of the home, which I'm tracing with my pointer. As well, there's a covered porch out to the back. There is that the proposed expansion is overlapping. That covered porch will be removed, and a new covered porch to the rear of the home. Highlighted on exhibit A3 are the required building setbacks, and as well as the 21.7 foot enhanced setback in ratio to the floor area of the home. The existing setback to the corner of the building is currently 18.4. Again, due to the twist of the home. Exhibit A6, which is titled Land Use Analysis, shows the property. And if the existing and proposed footprint was built in a conventional location, you can see it fits very nicely in the required setbacks. And the right-hand side of exhibit A6, I've highlighted and shaded the required setback. The permitted building envelope is the white space with the footprint. If this is the essential C1 hardship with this property is that for whatever reason in 1959, the home was built at an angle, brings us here today. The existing side yard setback to the back corner of the existing home is 18.4 feet, so it's currently over the 20-foot minimum setback or the 21.7 hand setback. And due to the peculiar angle of the home, when the addition is built, the back corner of it has a side yard setback of 15.26, hence requiring a variance, which brings us to the board. Again, I emphasize that's all a result of the orientation or the location of the existing home footprint, that when you extend the home in a logical, perpendicular, or parallel manner, you bump into the over the setback. That is the essence of this application. As stated by Mrs. Young, there are associated improvements. The driveway will be repaved, front walkway reconstructed. Exhibit A3, the plot plan indicates all the roof leaders will be upgraded. All that roof runoff would be directed to a seepage pit in the front yard. We have provided stormwater management calculations in that regard. I believe they've been proper. In Mr. Breland's report, he recommends that connecting an overflow from the seepage pit to a catch basin. This property does have a benefit of the catch basin directly in front. That can be accommodated, certainly if permitted. There is a drainage easement along the westerly side with a storm drain in it running from the roadway catch basin. Another element of this application is that that is a 15-foot wide drainage easement dating back to 1959. If we put a conventional soffit at that back corner, that you want to call it the pinch point, the soffit will encroach by 8 inches into the drainage easement. It's up in the air. There's plenty of clearance. If the town needed to access this drainage easement for maintenance purposes, that soffit, which is the back soffit, it's this corner. There's plenty of clearance. It's a second-story soffit. It does not prohibit access of equipment. In fact, the 2 beech trees that are proposed to be removed would actually improve the access to that municipal drainage easement if the town needed to access it. The architecturals are Exhibit A5 by Harry Goldstein, who actually has a specialty in renovating these classic 1959 split levels, which is always a challenge. But it is a family room out the back, a full second story addition, which is another that we are exacerbating the existing non-conforming side yard variance. Another reason we're before the board. But Exhibit A5 are the architecturals by Harry Goldstein, architect, but it's basically a full second story addition on one half of the house, a family room to the rear of the home, which is this box here, and then a covered porch in the rear yard of the home. That really is the summary of the application. And again, from a planning perspective, The hardship that's putting us before is the peculiar orientation and location of the home. If it was in a conventional location, we would not be here.
I see you have the generators and all of that towards the back in the new.
Yes, they're to the rear of the family room, out of sight.
Do you know why the original house was built not square? Any idea?
Um,
Is this even?
It's peculiar, perhaps it was an error.
Maybe there's-
Okay, and that's why we do foundation location surveys today. This could be the reason, but it was the foundation that when they became aware of it, yeah, it's peculiar. It's,
Did you look at, since the side yard setbacks a sliding scale based on the square footage of the house and what you're adding to it? Did you look at, what you could add and still make it compliant? Because without the addition, the existing is compliant, right?
yeah, well, the existing, due to the orientation of the home, the existing corner is over the setback line. That corner has an 18.4, so it's 1.6 feet off the minimum 20-foot side yard setback.
Okay.
You can see the architect did put a jog, in a normal circumstance, and right off the corner. The architect did put a jog in the design, due to these constraints, so that was looked at.
Yeah, I was just trying to, I know the existing, it was over that 20 foot. I was just curious of calculations just to see, like, oh, we couldn't have a family room because it would only be 10 feet deep,
Yeah,
or,
the family
What-
room would be significantly,
would it
not the family room and the flow of the interior space would be compromised. Architect absolutely looked at that. But he did, you could see this jog. It cost you more to build that jog and pull it in than if you built it in line with the house and had more floor space. So that was definitely taken into consideration.
How much is that in, what's that dimension?
Um,
I'm looking at the master, I'm looking at the master plan, I'm looking at. 2 feet.
the 2.5 foot jog.
2.5, okay.
So
and you, what about moving it over? So you're not within, did you look at that?
moving the
Addition,
whole.
Further to the left?
People mind to go, that has a severe adverse impact on the interior when everything lines up here. This is the kitchen area. There's a 2.5 foot jog. And the kitchen, of course, ideally flows into the family room. If you shift the entire, I won't call it this entire box, that creates some real architectural and construction problems. And this also has to be balanced with the roof lines. Okay, so the challenge here is balancing the interior space with the property lines, the setbacks, and the roof lines, which are always, that is a challenge with the and of course window locations also. So if you move this box to the right, this is a family room, there's a 2.5 foot jog. It has an adverse impact on the interior space. You can see this peak then covers this window, and it goes kind of a domino effect.
And the two trees that you're talking about pulling down are just off that 2.5 foot jog.
Actually, they're to the immediate right of the existing corner. They're in the municipal drainage easement.
Sorry.
Yeah, that'd be helpful.
That'll help. Thank you.
These are not part of the file packet.
Yeah, this is the- okay. No, it's okay. It's okay.
So we can mark, we just have to mark them for the record. So we'll mark these collectively as A7, these two ones, you could describe them.
So, these are marked as beech trees. They're actually, beech trees. This is, looking at the beech trees from the back of the
Back of the house.
Okay. And then these are the beech trees from the right side by the chimney.
Thank you.
Yeah. We call this A7.
Ma'am, I'm gonna mark this up, okay? I'm gonna mark it.
That's fine.
Those are photos?
Yes.
So the photos.
And we're calling them both A7.
Yeah, that's new records.
Marked in red, or is it?
No, it's okay. It's okay. Thank you.
Whoops.
But we moved the property to the addition in the back, closer to 3 feet. I guess I didn't really understand what the hardship was besides, I guess, some of the cosmetics.
Well, the hardship is the location and the peculiar location of the home. So when
But that was existing.
that's existing, yes.
Yeah. So what is the new hardship?
Well, it's when the home is extended perpendicular to the rear wall of the existing home, you converge onto the side yards. If this home was, that's exhibit A6, the land utility analysis, if this was home, in a conventional location, it would
Yeah.
easily
I think we
comply.
got that.
No, we're
We
good
got
with
that
that.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
We got that part, yeah.
And that's creating the hardship. The orientation, the rotation of the home is creating the hardship, which brings,
But you're creating a new structure here, so I don't know if that's relevant, right?
excuse me,
You're encroaching on the property lines with a new structure
on the setback. And set,
off the right-hand property line.
yes,
Did I understand it correctly? It's like you're encroaching further onto that property line.
yes, the current building is 18.4 feet. When the proposed family room is extended, it will be 15.6 feet from the side property line. Over the 20-foot side yard setback, or the enhanced 21.7-foot side yard setback.
So, Igor, I think what we're trying to get to is that you're coming before us to say, okay, we want to build this. And you're gonna make a situation worse by putting it where you're putting it. So as the board customarily does, okay, we look at what's being presented and what alternatives are potential. Okay, and one of the things that I'm looking at here is if the whole box, for lack of a better word, was moved towards, looking at this towards the left of the house.
Yes.
And even settled in where it says this existing concrete reconstruction expand paper patio over and down. Then you wouldn't be making this 18.4 worse by going to 15.6. Again, I'm not an architect, so I can't really talk to flows and think, I'm gonna let you go. Go, please.
I
Go.
noticed something which I think has an effect on what we're talking about, is on these architecture plans that are really hard to read because they're so small. But it looks like where you have the 18.4 coming off and you're saying that's the existing setback. But on the architectural plans where it shows the new basement foundation, it looks like you're making it, pushing it back a new or additional, in fact, 4 feet. So really, the existing wouldn't be 18.4, that would be the new. And the existing was further. Do you want to come see this plan? So this existing basement plan, what, again, drawings I can't read, they don't say what's new.
You have
what's
larger
existing,
versions of these.
But
So
this appears to be the existing foundation wall. And so you're building out this new foundation here, so which aligns with the existing. So this, which I think is 4 feet, you're coming out, so this is where the existing foundation wall is. So that would be the existing setback.
Yes, that is the existing setback, right? Right.
No, it would be right here,
Well,
I'm saying, 4 feet in.
Wow. So this is the existing, right there is the corner.
I understand, but it's not aligning with the architectural plans. So which one is correct?
The larger.
Yeah, that would be great. I mean. I don't know if that. Oh, this has a lot more detail to it. So, yeah, existing 8-inch concrete block wall. You're building out a new one 4 feet that aligns with the existing, so it doesn't align. Understood, but your plan shows this as existing. This corner is existing. But this plan shows it as new.
Existing corners here and it's 18.4.
Okay, so then it's gonna
Here.
be making the setback worse, because we're at an angle.
Actually, was worst critical space is back corner. It's a lot
Understood,
is
but it's-
convergent here.
They still need a,
Yeah.
we still need
I agree.
showing. So you're saying you think your plan, you think this, so this 18 feet. So what is your plan showing?
Yeah, actually, if you look, this is the.
Right.
Yes. Okay.
This is the existing condition here. 18.4 is to the existing corner right here.
Okay, so then your plan is gonna be out another 4 feet and do this.
So the critical,
Needs the,
about the worst case situation is here. Where it's 15.6.
yeah, I mean, look at it, it's almost the same, honestly. It could be even worse, I'm not sure.
Yeah, we can identify that.
Yeah.
But again, we have this conversion. We have these, this is a straight line of foundation, we have this, it's a convergence to 15.6 feet.
Yeah, we just, I mean, I think we need to have,
Can't make it worse.
we need to see it confirmed in plan. You know, with those setbacks. You know,
You can accurately do something.
So we get that.
the end issue you're gonna have is that an as-built plan is recommended post-approval, so if we don't line up to relief and the setbacks, you're back here just like the last applicant was.
So you guys are building a new basement too underneath. Is it gonna,
And it's gonna be, it's gonna be underneath it. So you can- That's, I would say slightly open, slightly open drop. That's what I was. And then make a way. from here.
right, I mean,
This piece here. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is the old, that's the old foundation. It's this. Yeah, this will go back into the.
Yeah,
I think that thing we just have to.
Put it up.
This is.
I see the bottom.
Yeah. Yeah, This is.
You were. You're an engineer and a planner. Yes, that's what you said in the beginning.
That, it's just,
Okay.
yeah, that's not. What's it?
Yeah, I mean, it's not gonna be perfectly.
And the line is going.
While you're discussing, can I speak with the youngster?
Sure.
Oh, yeah, yeah, please. The names will come here. Yeah, that gets very. Right over like you guys were talking.
The we can go off the record. It's effectively, I think we can go off the record right now. Yeah, I mean, they're out of the room.
They're out of the room.
Yeah, they're out of the room. We're trying to look at their larger plans. We're not making any substantive decisions. You can stay on the record if you like, but we could also go off.
Also, sir,
I'm afraid if I shut this, well, actually, I can probably shut off the sound,
Oh,
right,
sure.
Tyler?
Easy enough.
Yeah, Linda, I would just mute it. I might be able to do that from here. Yeah, I could do it from here, Linda. Do you want me to do that?
Yeah, tell me where you're.
There, I just muted you. And then when you're ready to unmute in the upper right-hand corner where it says mic, you can unmute.
Okay, we're back, Tyler.
Okay, I'm here.
Good.
Okay, we are
listening to the board's comments. We would like to listen to the comments, absorb them, and come back.
Okay, that's
So
fair.
then you have additional comments, so they don't come back and
Yeah.
come back again.
Yeah, I mean, if we wanted to.
We go through,
Yeah.
we're gonna go through, if it's okay, we're gonna go through, Michael's checklist,
Right.
all that, any other statements. This way, when you come back, it's more efficient. Okay,
We did hear some information regarding. I did hear something about. But having some floodlights, that's something that we concerned about. That
Honestly, I haven't decided yet.
Right, so I mean,
Yeah.
it was just something that you mentioned, I just wanted to
Right.
put that thought in your,
That's
that,
right.
you know. Sunlight sometimes, it's at a high level. So we're gonna wanna hear more about.
Sheets, Mike, for them to submit or something of the lighting details and then the location of the sources or something, or?
I mean, I don't, generally speaking, like the.
All lighting should be downcast, or probably be in the soffits. We understand. No one wants an LED spotlight. Well, we understand.
I think you can just locate them for Mr. Breland as to where they'll be and what the lighting details will be, and if the question can be easy enough,
Yeah.
one light source this way, Mr. Breland can confirm their satisfaction that it won't be an impact to offsite properties.
Understood.
Item 4.5, we just noted about the drainage easement, and, you know, if it was to be approved, that we would suggest that the easement be marked out in the field. If it was anything else. Unintended closeness in the easement. Some of the underground piping is located, you know, just over the line of the easement. And if we connect in it, and if we put an overflow into that inlet, it's going to be located within the easement. I don't think that creates necessarily issues, but we're doing some kind of hold on. Or things, something in the easement. There is paperwork on how they would address should the building get in. That would be something that, you know, we would look for some kind of concurrence from the applicant. Enter into a vote on the borough, and that would be something done outside of. We did get drainage calculations. It looked like the calculations were based primarily on the change in impervious coverage, not necessarily the runoff in the tributary area.
Yes.
So what we'd like to do is look at it from both perspectives. Like, we want to make sure that the drainage is designed to handle the increase in runoff, but also it's not going to overflow in the small rain events because the area that's tributary to it is too large for the entire.
Are we permitted to connect, the flow to the catch station?
That has been allowed before. I don't see the reason why that would go out. And it looked like there was some underground piping that the feeder are currently connected to. Is that the case? And is there anything else where that piping?
Unknown,
Enough?
1959.
And then, you know, we point that out because if for some reason, you know, they're connected to some kind of existing stormwater management system. You don't want to negatively impact the existing conditions and, you know, create the need to provide those stormwater management and required to provide. So sometimes that's something that we find out during construction. Talk about the overflow pipe. As we typically do with homes of this age, as part of the approval, we would recommend that utility connections be investigated, upgraded as necessary. The sewer line, and which isn't shown here on the plan, but we generally like to have the sewer line TV camera, make sure that there's no issues with the sewer line. cracks or any form of infiltration. And the, the water service is going under the jurisdiction of the building, so we'll go to them. And they may have already investigated. The full fund letter, just to advise everyone that, it's working in the approval from the board, you still have to, if there's a plot plan and show when it's. Funding here. And I do have to say that, and this is, obviously, this isn't Tibor's first plot plan that he's done in town, and a lot of the comments and requests that we would make in the plot plan review have already been addressed, So, but I think from our perspective, looking, anticipating reviewing plot plan scope, the one issue is probably going to be reevaluating the drainage capitals and making sure that they're appropriate for the tributary.
And if I remember correctly, you guys are almost at the bottom of the hill coming up. Right? No?
No, we're-
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then there's a, street isn't quite or something like that. There's a small, isn't there a break between, isn't there a small drainage area between you and Guardian Angel?
There's like a rock wall between us and Guardian Angel. I don't
Does that sometimes fill up with water? No? Okay. Okay.
Might be the next one.
Might be the next one. Trying to just. Okay. I just want to iterate one thing that Michael just said. Trust us on something. Have your sewer lines checked.
Mhm.
Okay. There's been people in the neighborhood that's it, deal with it. Okay. So I'm personally giving you advice. Okay. All right. Coming back.
There was a December meeting.
There was in December.
Yes. December 10th.
Oh, I'm sorry, we still have some work to do though. But yes, there is a December meeting, but hang on. That's okay, that's okay.
If you guys are gonna, I guess, update or do anything with a site plan, I just want to know if there's gonna be any proposed, planting within that easement and or possibly a fence. And if there was, if you could kindly locate where that's gonna happen. So that we could look at the work that's gonna happen over that 15-inch RCP.
There's no. Of our discussion, we were not thinking of putting a fence up there, and our neighbor has,
All the gardens, yeah.
arborvitae's,
Yeah, I mean,
Right, yeah,
not that
no.
you can't, if
No,
you were
no,
thinking about
no,
it,
but
it'd be nice to know.
No, we were not thinking of
Okay.
fences.
Well,
Sorry, so just to be clear, do we need to say we are not doing it on the plan if we're not doing?
I don't know, and I'll refer to Mike, I don't know that you have to say you're not doing it, but if you were gonna
You wanted
do
to.
plantings of any sorts, it'd be nice to know what you're doing in that area, because as Mr. Freeman pointed out, you would enter into a home harm list, because if something had to be done to the pipe that the borough would be responsible for, those plants would effectively be your responsibility.
These are the
So,
exposed.
Just so, it's clear, that's all.
I just had written a note to myself, and maybe I'm being a little too cautious here, but if those beech trees, or when those beech trees come down, like maybe I'm directing this to you, when those come down, are they close to that height that there might be issues as they come down? Or you don't know until you pull them out, kind of deal?
Yeah, I mean,
They're not that-
Every had a grind stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I think it said that they were 10-inch, roughly 10-inch caliber.
That's it.
Yeah, and if you look at the picture, I mean, although it says beech tree survey. Beech trees, it looks like a huge,
Like a big hedge?
like a big hedge. Do you know what I mean? But obviously those have to come down, otherwise it's gonna get into the. As we have it right now, I have to trim it every single year.
River birch or something.
Something
Yeah.
like that, yeah.
I guess maybe just the last thing I. Right now. What do you have on there as far as your areas of service. Is, roughly 3,000 square feet. Yes. So, I mean, Bergen County Soils is only required. Service. Below the 5,000 square feet, that's almost other outside. of the- But if for some reason, you know, you have to expand the area of disturbance. All 5,000 square feet.
Any other comments from the board? Okay. All right. Do you have any questions about?
In December.
Okay. There's nobody here in the audience, so I'm not opening it up. Open up the public. There's somebody here.
I'm just.
Go.
One question.
Go ahead.
Is that your fencing? Or what?
Actually, Mike, we probably need some things, like that.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
all of it.
Yeah, we need
Yeah,
a,
like the 24
like
by
that one.
36 ones
okay,
So you can, how many copies you can make?
for every.
for everybody up here.
10.
What do we normally say, 12?
The 10 is good.
10 is good?
See, where I put the original packets, you just had large plans, when we had to use a. We did.
Second submittal.
For the second submittal, we'll do the same thing that we did. It's the first submittal we did,
They're only 8.5.
All of us are 8 by
No,
11.
was she saying the very first?
no, here, I'm not,
Set.
this was here, this is my packet.
That's just.
That's
a-
just
Oh, I see, there's
That's
always,
just- yeah.
you need the architecture.
The architectural,
Both sides are, both sides are.
yeah, both ties are,
Times 10, right?
Maybe the
But-
architect can submit a
yes,
clean PDF.
because now you can even be posted up there. Yeah,
Okay, so
somehow.
you need,
Ready?
so you.
Yeah, we ready to do that? Good.
We want the paper,
I'm sorry, I'm
we
sorry.
want 10 copies of the full-size paper.
Yes,
Yes.
as well as a PDF, the architect.
Okay.
needs.
Yes.
To your question, December. Linda, where are we in December, please?
We're good. That's fine.
Or
What was the date again?
December 10th?
Must be 10 days in advance.
Yes.
That's holiday.
Right.
But you got a couple weeks before holiday.
Uh,
And a half.
That always sneaks up.
And one, didn't meet that.
Oh, no.
I've talked to architects.
Yeah.
So we should, these now.
Maybe we can always carry.
Yeah, so for purposes of that, Barry, that meeting, and what that really does is it preserves your notice. You don't have to notice again to the public. So- No, you would not.
No.
But we make an announcement this evening that the board, if they're inclined to make a motion to carry for December 10th. Should you not be prepared to continue that night, that evening, you can send a letter into the board to Linda. We ask to be carried to the next available meeting. We can go on the record that night and carry you again to a new date certain, provided we have our 2026 calendar already established. This way, you don't have to worry about noticing again. This would be the effect of the continued notice, the announcement.
Okay, that's great, thanks.
Tibor, we have do have one other quick question that we looked at here. Where is it from then?
It's not, so we just
We want to make sure.
concerned about the building height.
Height. Okay. All right, yeah. That's always. Okay, we didn't go through the meeting to try and keep this thing moving forward. We're gonna discuss these dates after you guys are done, but excuse me, we're projecting January to be the 14th.
Okay.
Okay,
So December 10th
December 10th
or January 14th.
or January 14th. And just in case, February. Okay, but all of us will. Oh, okay. Okay, any other questions? Okay, so I need a, can I just have a voice vote? To move it, okay. I just need a yay or nay voice vote, to move this to, or to carry it to our next meeting. Thank you. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Thank you. Okay, so. Carrying it, you don't have to notice. If you can get before us in December. If not, January. Okay. T-Board's been before us a hundred times. He knows this. Okay. Just, you know, you guys, you know. And the rest of them, you know, might be open. For things that you're making or questions. Okay.
Okay.
So, I think that's it. Do you have any other questions so far? All right.
Yeah, he's nice.
You need, what, okay, so what do you need back? So we need,
I don't need the pictures of the, basically, pictures of the creative.
Okay.
Yes, that's fine. Then you're getting a lot of things.
very good.
That's what you guys, so you need to take.
We need one set of, I marked up, is that the ones that I marked?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're holding on to these.
Yeah, okay.
We'll hold on to them. Thank you. Okay. All right. If, you have no further questions.
Thank you.
All right,
Happy
thank-
Thanksgiving.
Thank you. Happy Thanksgiving.
And if you
Thank
take the exhibits, certainly.
I have these two.
Yeah,
here.
this is kind of-
Oh, those? What do you want?
No, I don't take any of that.
So T-Board, you marked those, were those, I got the sense that some of those were part of your initial, it's hard to see from this distance of the paper, but were those mocked up in the initial filing, or were those just marked as exhibits for reference tonight for ease of your presentation? Are those the same things you had filed, you know, A1 through A6?
Yes,
They were identical, so this was essentially for ease of presentation.
yes.
That's what I thought. You can retain those in that case. We'll keep A7.
No, thank
you.
you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you for coming.
That's T-Boys.
Um.
You know, I'm just.
So, T-Board, what,
There was only like one set.
Tibor, were those items A1 through A6 all part of the file packets with the board or no?
Yep, that thing, that took it from the middle letter.
Okay, same documents, not mocked up.
But six wasn't.
Six wasn't.
Six was.
The one where you show
Yeah.
that if you didn't move us, that's the new.
So in other words,
Oh,
what we're
that- oh.
thinking,
Yeah.
T-Boy, we're thinking the packet that you provided to us or was provided to us, whomever did it. There's some
Land use
division
analysis,
using here.
We did not provide all copies, but that was an exhibit for two things.
So whatever you presented this evening, that was not identical to something that was formally filed, please leave it with Linda this
Okay.
evening as an exhibit for our retention. We've already got A7. It sounds like there might be others that were not in the physical packet. I'm working off of digital, so as well as the board members, please leave the paper copies to the extent you I confirm that they are different. Or new.
Okay. And these are more fluffy. But now you have those to go with whatever is
Okay.
provided.
Got it.
Where the king discuss. It's
Okay. Oh, somebody got a space that's in there. Perfect. Thank you very much.
all right, we good? All right. I skipped over this purposely just to move this along. Next on our agenda is discussion of dates for 2026. Linda puts this together. with making sure that it was not conflicting with holidays and school, et cetera, et cetera. Is there any discussion of the dates as laid out here? Okay. I have. Thank you. You too. Okay, so can I have I guess I need a motion. to
Make a
accept the
motion to
dates.
accept
Thank you,
the-
sir. And can I have a second? Thank you.
Who was second, Craig?
Greg, yeah. All in favor?
Aye.
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 No, thank you. All right, that's done. Mayor, just let me report for a second or anything.
No, the only thing I just updated everybody on, we're still, in our, battle, if you will, with Fair Share Housing. So we've had 2 conversations with the judge. The next one is due the, Wednesday before Thanksgiving. So we're hoping that we can come to some type of agreement, but they're, pushing for pretty high density. And we have that issue with Saddle River that I've been telling everybody about, that he wants to use our infrastructure because they put all of their, and they were approved for all of their fair share housing on the border. So we're trying to figure out the best deal is. To be continued.
And I noticed something about the Rosie O'Donnell property that doesn't affect it.
There does, that could potentially use our sewer lines.
That
Well,
could-
yeah, that got,
well-
yeah, I don't know if it got approved 100%. but
No, I
that's
don't think it
got-
did December.
The 54 units.
Okay. That affects it as well.
In calculations right now.
Any other questions, comments from the board? Okay, open up the public for comments. Seeing none, I bring it back. Everybody, happy Thanksgiving. Thank you for coming out. Thank you for everything and enjoy it with your families. Motion to end the meeting.
Make a motion.
Thank you. Second,
Second.
all in favor? Aye.
Aye.
All right, everybody. Thank you. Thanks for your time.
Good night, everyone.